stumbled on the show maybe around 2018 when I first started watching all them isekai shows. Overlord, Slime Isekai, a whole bunch of them, like the whole slew, bro. Obviously there's some good and there's some bad, but this one I instantly fell in love with, from intro to outro, every single episode. However, I never really delved too deep into the lore, into the
Nah, I'm gonna do my own thing.
really anything, but every time I watched it, I was always thinking, always stumped on 6 particular questions, 6 pretty much, make sense questions to ask, especially if I, don't know anything about the Tenchi Muyo verse, but I just sit down for the past few days and watched every single Tenchi Muyo series I could find. Obviously, I might have missed some, possibly, OVAs, or, what are them, spin-offs and shit like that, but that's beside the point. All to understand War on Geminar. Here's what I found out.
Is that right? Bye.
I guess we can go over the questions I had first. The questions being, obviously, who sent this nigga Kenshi to this planet? Who hypnotized them? Who are the people talking at the very beginning and end of the show? Who the sisters that he referred to were? What's the deal with the crystals? And what was the thing that lit up on Kenshi's forehead in his last fight with Gaia? I don't have 100% answers to all of them, but I got a few that I can answer immediately right away. Who sent Kenshi here? Well, basically, Washu and being known as Takomi, they work together. Sent this nigga here. I won't go into how they did it, because that's a whole other crazy shit that Tenchi Muyo be doing. There's a couple of questions that I answered that it's gonna take a minute to go into, so I'm not gonna do it in this video, But 2, Washu hypnotized him, Kenshi anyways, in order to stop Kenshi from talking about all the crazy ass shit they be doing over there in the Masaki household, residence, whatever, because they do a lot of crazy shit back on Earth, bro. That's understandable why he was hypnotized, because this motherfucker would have probably went and told every motherfucker about it. I'm going to skip 3. I'm gonna answer that last because it's a little interesting. 4, the sisters he refers to, I figured that out because, man, his brother got busy, bro. Married 7 shawties? Damn. But they are Ryoko, Ayaka, Sasami, Mihoshi, Washu, interestingly enough, Nyoki, I don't know how to pronounce her name correctly, and ryo-ohki. Ryo-ohki is gonna be interesting for the next question. Number 5, since they established that the ships look the crystals look like the ship that Washu had, that is also called ryo-ohki. So that would mean that, yes, his brother Tenchi marries a ship that turns into a humanoid. We're not gonna get into that. It would take too long, because I'm doing one thing only. But basically, ryo-ohki was, a huge part of Kenshi's life as he was growing up, helped raise his ass. And obviously, since she can turn into a ship, Kenshi grew attached to the way the ship looked. Now I'm into one that I'm, not entirely sure of the answer to. But basically, the thing that lit up on Kenshi's forehead in his last fight with Gaia, this is my strongest guess, but I believe that Kenshi created one of the super crazy things called a Lighthawk Wing. Lighthawk Wings are super duper crazy things that do super duper crazy things. That's the definition or the synopsis of what they are that I came up with when I was watching this show. I literally cannot go over what they're able to do, what they are, and all that shit, because they're just batshit insane. However, I'm saying that Kenshi could make these. It's not entirely implausible that he couldn't do it. My most interesting question here that I had. Who are the people talking at the beginning and end of the show? That was my biggest question I wanted to know. I decided to make it last because it's the most interesting to me, and honestly the most interesting of what I found out. Because all these other ones, you know, they're pretty simple to figure out, you know, like especially if you like watch all of the all Tenchi Muyo related stuff, you know, even the Lighthawk Wings. You just gotta go, you know, watch it. Like I believe like ryo-ohki 3, and then there's some in GXP. But man, this one right here entirely pisses me off. Why? Besides, you know, question 6, they answer all this shit in ryo-ohki season 4 and 5. What a bunch of